know, mediate my life, help me get my life together, like Ayana, please fix my life. Please, please, please fix my life. What's popping, y'all? It's your girl Nyethebrat, but you know that, and I'm back at another video. If you're a returning subscriber, what's popping? And if you're new, become a brightness. I miss y'all. A lot has been going on. The business is booming. The influencer life is booming. Okay. I finished, you know, my little year at Rowan or whatever. And I just feel like it's just time to make a video about it. I just hate how, and I'm still learning this, how certain things affect me, and it still takes me some time to talk about it. Now, y'all probably like, nah, you know, don't beat yourself up about it. You know, it is what it is, but it's just like, I don't know, like, I'm just not the type of person to like talk about something as soon as it happens. Like, it really depends on the situation for me to be that vocal at first, but it's like every time I found myself trying to tell this story, it would just piss me off, because it's like, it's really just like, but if you haven't read the title by now, this video is about why I left Rowan University. And this is just me personally telling y'all my experience. It is what it is. Like, I'm not apologizing for my experience. I'm not taking back nothing that I said. This video is not getting edited. Everything that you're seeing and hearing me say is raw, uncut, unfiltered. I'm not editing this video by any means necessary, but the only thing that's getting edited is my watermark down here in this right hand corner. Other than that, I said what I said. All opinions are my own. I am no longer a student there, officially. So, yeah, let's just really get into it. So, backstory, for those who don't know, I graduated high school in 2017, and that same year, that summer, I attended Delaware State University, the Delaware State University per. Drip State, drip around, stop playing. If you're a fellow Hornet, comment Hornets down below in the comments, because what's popping? I love y'all. I love y'all life, period. But yeah, I was a student at Delaware State University. I was a nursing student. Loved their nursing program. DSU probably has one of the best nursing programs I've ever been a part of. And I loved it there. I loved my little semester there at DSU. And to make a very long story short, if you're new here, I could no longer afford to go to college. My financial aid was messed up the summer prior. So me staying for that first semester, I was already like on thin ice. And then my mom had gotten into a really, really bad car accident. I don't think anybody knows that, but yeah, my mom had gotten into a really, really bad car accident on the highway one day. And then, like, you know, my whole life changed. My whole life changed. Yeah, so that spring semester of 2018, I came back because I had got kicked out of my original dorm and I had to move into a co-ed dorm. That's another story for another time. If you really want the story time for that, my horrible roommate story, I'll link it somewhere here above in the cards, because that was like one of the very first videos of mine here on YouTube. But yeah, I came back spring semester to see that I had a $7,000 balance. Not gonna sit here and lie to y'all, nobody had $7,000 just laying around, especially for me to go to college. So it was basically, you know, find 7 bands and stay or be out. I had to be out. Your girl didn't have $7K. My 9 to 5 that I was working at the time didn't even cover that. And again, that's another story for another time. So I came home, took care of my mom, and I ended up enrolling into Prism Career Institute to be a medical assistant. Another story for another time. I was there for 6 months to the internship. Dealing with insurance, I think at Pennsauken Imaging or something like that. Loved that place. Was it crazy? Yes, but I loved it. And then that following year, that following 2019, I went to Rowan College of Gloucester County, RCGC. But now it's called Rowan College of South Jersey or something like that. It's RCSJ. Dumb. But anyways, I went there for a semester to be a nursing student as well. And then when I wanted to enroll for that fall of 2019, they wouldn't allow me to, because in the state of New Jersey now, you need to prove that if you have gone to previous colleges, you need transcripts for that. And for those who don't know, if you have a balance at your college, you're not getting your transcript. You're not getting your transcript, and it makes it so hard for you to go to another university and start over. DSU was not letting up that $7,000 debt. I have visited them multiple times in person with the hopes of me attending, and just for them to tell me I still got the $7K balance. Nobody knows where the $7,000 balance came from. The only thing that I knew was that year that I was there, there was something corrupt going on within the financial aid office, and my aid was distributed to other things without my authorization and my mom's authorization, but it just couldn't be proven, because by then everybody that worked in the financial aid office when I went in 2017 no longer had worked there. So it was basically my word against theirs, and they wasn't giving up nothing. They wasn't trying to fix nothing. It was either you pay $7K or you out. So my passion for school and my love for school kind of like died out. Like, that was probably the hardest part of my life, because I knew that after I graduated high school, I wanted to be a nurse and I wanted to go to HBCU, and Delaware State was where I wanted to be. And for me to have a balance and for me to have no help and just all these broken promises and these lies, it's ridiculous, girl. Y'all gonna have to hear about it more in depth on my podcast. But yeah, so since 2019, I haven't been to school. Fast forward to 2022. Fast forward to 2021. I applied to Rowan University last year just to see, just to try, this school thing again. Because it's like, I feel like when you genuinely want to do something, you shouldn't give up on it. And if that's what you feel like you're destined to do, go after it. And I just was so tired of crying and being disappointed. Like, I just really wanted to go to college. Like, some motherfuckers is going to college and they should pay for, while I'm over here crying, screaming, and throwing up because I can't get into the college doors. So I applied to Rowan University. They don't have a nursing program, which I really feel like is dumb, because every bad bitch in New Jersey wants to be a nurse, and nursing is very popular out here. So I'm not understanding why that university of all schools doesn't have a nursing program, but whatever. And they do have a program, but you already have to have your associates or your RN already, which I feel like is dumb, because if I had known that, I would have just applied to RCSJ and went to Rowan, but I truly want to go to HBCU. But anyways, I applied to go to Rowan as a biology major in 2021, and I got accepted. I got accepted. I'll put my acceptance letter somewhere here on the screen if I can find it. And I was happy. Like, I never wanted to go to Rowan because Woodbury, where I'm from, they were beating it in our heads in high school that you need to go to Rowan University. Everybody knows Rowan is a party school. It might not seem like that way now, but back then Rowan was a party school. Nobody wanted to go to Rowan, and Rowan is a publicly white institution. So it's like, I've been in a publicly white institution for like the past 8 years. I think I can sit this one out by going to a HBCU. So, I was excited. And, I was dealing with my toxic family last year at this time, and it was just hard. So I had to move in on my own, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are they going to let me move in? Because when I went to Delaware State, I had moved in literally on the first day of classes. I didn't get a chance to, get to know the school, see the school, be in the school, and get to know my fellow peers in the incoming freshman class, the first time around. I missed all that. I literally started classes and moved in on the same day. So, it was days that's coming, for me to move into Rowan, and I don't have a car. So I had packed my stuff up, and I packed my stuff up in the Uber, took Harmony and Soleil with me. Y'all remember the vlog. I'll put it down below in the comments if I can. Well, it's on here, but I'll find it for y'all. And I just went to Rowan University's campus, and I went to the Boulevard to get my keys, and I got my keys. And the moment I got my keys, it still didn't hit me that this was where I was going to be for the next year. And that despite all the toxic shit that I was going through in my house, that, you know, I could finally get away from it. I could finally be at peace. I could finally sleep. I don't have to worry about my privacy being invaded, my body, mind, and soul being disturbed. Like, I finally have a new place. I have a home. And I literally moved in that day and my life changed. I slept so much when I first got there. Like, I finally had got a good night's rest. Like, I'll never forget the first night I slept in my apartment in Nexus, because I stayed at 57 North Main Street, which is a part of Nexus Apartments, which are affiliated with Rowan University, which are the luxury loft looking apartments. That's where I stayed. I'll put all the information for that down below in the comments, in the description box, I mean. And I literally slept so long. Like, that next day, I probably didn't get up until maybe like 12, 1 o'clock, and it just felt so good. Like, I finally am getting out of that shithole and I can pursue my dreams. And it sucked that I did it on my own and I didn't have the support of my mom and grandma. Like, yeah, they came and helped me unpack or whatever, but that was a struggle within itself, and it just was awkward, and I just would never forget that. And then, you know, time went on. I started school at Rowan, and it wasn't bad at first. Like, I loved my roommates. We was cool, vibing, we was chilling. I liked my classes. You know, I was happy to be back in the classroom. Like, I feel like that's where I shine the most, the classroom, because I'm very smart, I'm very intelligent. I love to read and write. Like, those are my core strengths. So the fact that, you know, I could get back into that, it just felt so good, and it was so bittersweet. Excuse me, but then I started to have problems with my roommate, and everything just went rock bottom from there. Like, I started taking, you know, becoming an influencer more seriously. I was having problems with my roommate, one of my roommates. I was failing my classes. I fell into depression. It was just a fucking mess. And the first, you know, semester of Rowan, like, I just wanted to finish. I just wanted to finish and go home so bad. I didn't want to do nothing else. I partied a little bit, but not as much or not as bad as I did when I went to Del State, just because the environments were different. Like, of course, the parties at HBCU were going to be my kind of vibe in comparison to like Rowan parties, where it's just like white frat parties and stuff like that, dages, and things of that nature, where it's more like, you know, it's like a little, not white people thing, but like, that's their vibe, that's their kind of, you know. And I just felt like a sore thumb. Like, yeah, I have friends or whatever, but like, you can tell they blended in more with like the Rowan environment versus me. Like, I just was such a sore thumb, I felt like. And it didn't help that I was TikTok famous. And a couple people, well, not a couple people, I'm sure the whole campus knew that I was TikTok famous. Because literally when I first got there, I was walking from my class one day and I seen this girl's braids, and I'm like, girl, your braids are so pretty. She was like, thank you. And she was like, wait a minute, aren't you TikTok famous? She was like, I think I follow you. And I was like, yeah, I am. Like, but you probably do follow me. I was like, girl, you're so pretty. She was like, thank you, I love your videos. And I was just like, I felt like a celebrity. Like, it was so bittersweet when I first got to Rowan, and then it's just like, once October hit, homecoming season, horrible. I literally didn't do any homecoming festivities at Rowan. It was trash anyway. Probably not the what's that stuff that they do, the tailgating with the Greeks and stuff. Now that I would have loved to see, because I love Greek life. And I love that I've been exposed to Greek life since I was 13. But it was just like, it was so hard. Like, I could not get it together. Like, depression was really kicking my ass. I ended up getting a therapist, because I just felt like, you know, with me having all these changes going on, I need another person to, I don't know, mediate my life, help me get my life together. Like, Ayana, please fix my life. Please fix my life. Because this is ridiculous. I cannot do this. I can't do this. So yeah, that's a little bit of a backstory of my, a little bit of my college life, from the beginning to like recently. But now let's really get into why I really don't go into Rowan University. I don't attend Rowan University anymore. So despite, the roommate issues, the friend problems, my depression, my major depression, I just felt like, you know what? We just gonna come back the next semester. We're gonna try it again. And I was definitely still depressed in the beginning of the year of 2022. I was definitely depressed. And nobody knew that. And I'm gonna do a video. Well, my podcast will be talking about how I overcame depression in 6 months. I'm dropping that today. So I'll leave all that info down below in the comments, description box. But yeah, so I got a therapist and it was working. Like I started to see a little bit of change, but it was just still like painful. Like I was sad and depressed at DSU too, but like this time around it was just different. Like I've never had the feeling ever in my 23 years of living of literally just getting up, waking up, and then just turning back over and just sleeping. Like when I was depressed, all I did was sleep. I barely had an appetite. I barely ate. And when I did eat, it was because I smoked. I smoked heavily. Oh my God, I smoked heavily. I couldn't fathom just getting out of bed. It was so not like me. Like granted, I've had problems getting up because I'm not a morning person, but like I physically could never get up out of bed. I would literally wake up, brush my teeth, wash my face, shower, use the bathroom, maybe, I don't know, sit out in the living room, and then I would go back in my room. Like I never barely left my apartment. I was missing classes. I ended up getting sick too, which made it worse. Oh my gosh, I got sick. I got a sinus infection. It was so bad. And I never get sick. So it was really just, oh my God, it was just a lot. It was just a lot. And, I was like, you know what? I'm coming back this spring semester with a new mindset. We're going to finish out strong. And, at that point, I still seen, me being at Rowan University in my future for the next 3 years, because it was like, well, where else could I go? I'm sorry, y'all. I had to get y'all niece because she loves acting like Harmony, knowing that I have work. Knowing that I have work. Dior. This is so unnecessary. Thank you, Mommy. Anyways, so I came back, second semester, new mindset. I was attending all my classes. Stop, Mommy. I got Dior as an emotional support animal because, yes, I was that depressed. And it was funny because I literally told my mom in December, my birthday month, like, I'm getting a dog. I don't know how I'm going to come up with some money to get a dog, but baby, I'm getting a dog. I need some emotional support. And at that time, me and my mom didn't really have a relationship still, because I was still like adamant and standing firm and tall on, stay where you're at type stuff. Like I don't need your help. So I ended up getting a Dior in February, and then my life started to change. I started to get better. I started to do better, or I continued to do better. And, it was fine. I was going to therapy, getting stronger, but, I still had my days where it was really hard. And it just was this one night that literally changed my entire life. I will never forget this night. I'll never forget how I felt after. And let me just tell y'all. So I went to a party with my friend at the time, and it was a regular frat party as usual. We walked in the cold to this party, and I had just recently broken my nail. I don't know if y'all remember when my nail was broken. My pinky nail was broke and I didn't have a nail. Yeah, I went to a party with my my pinky nail pulsating, bitch, pulsating. It had a heartbeat, and I was in pain, and I was really mindful of like my mannerisms in the party, because usually I do a little head nod, get a little drinky drink, but like my hand was hurting so bad I couldn't afford anybody bumping into me, knocking into my finger, nothing. So I went to this party, and it was cool. It was regular, how it always is. And then that's when my friend said she wanted to get a drink. So I followed her, through the crowd, because it's crowded, it's a party, it's a frat party. And this black guy is literally up against the wall, and he pulls his phone out and he's recording me with the flash on. I swear to God, this man was recording me with the flash on. He was drunk too. And he's like, yo, Lizzo, come here. And I'm like, Lizzo? I don't look like Lizzo. Like, Lizzo is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I don't look like her. And you're only calling me Lizzo because we're both fat. So, that just immediately blew my shit, because it's like, I never dealt with public embarrassment well. Even in high school, in grade school, you can ask anybody. The moment you decide to publicly disrespect me, I'm going to put on a show. It's going to be a shit show for you. And I hope that you're prepared for that. But this is a man that we're talking about. So I'm just trying to keep my cool, keep my composure, not really paying him no mind. Because at this point, I'm like, this nigga is not talking to me. Like, he's not doing this right now. He's not fucking talking to me. So I don't think my friend peeped, or she did. I can't fucking remember. But we end up going to the next room to get drinks. This man brings his ass into the next room, being loud, belligerent, with his flash still on, talking about these girls be catfishing. We gotta look at all these bitches in here, because a lot of y'all bitches be catfishing, and we gotta make sure you are you, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, what are you talking? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, who are you? And this whole, like, I don't know if he was implying that I was being a catfish, or I'm catfishing, or I catfished him. I've never seen you in my life. I don't know you. Who are you? Who are you? I've never seen this man a day in my life. Like, I don't even remember seeing his face for real, for being honest. Like, I don't even remember what he sounds like. He just sounded really fucking stupid. Like, that was it. And my friend had peeped that he had followed us, and it was just, bro. If you've ever been fat in a previous life, you know what it feels like to be publicly embarrassed in front of a crowd of people. Like, that shit's mad embarrassing. And I don't know if everybody was drunk or sober, or who was paying attention, who wasn't, but it was just like, still, like, that was hella unnecessary. And for you to follow me into the next room was very, very much weird. Very, very much weird. So, that was the first strike. That should have been strike 1 or 2, honestly. So then, we resume, stay at the party, get our drinks, we chilling, vibing, whatever, me and my friend in the back. And I noticed these white girls, these group of girls, they were near my jacket. And I have a Nike I have a Nike Tech thermal jacket that I just got, my first winter coat in years. And I've been taking really good care of that coat. So they were just brushing up against it. Mind you, they had drinks in their hands. So I'm like, okay, let me kind of get them away from my stuff. And they were just rubbing up against it, not giving a fuck. And I understand it's a party, but like, I'm next to it trying to guard it, and y'all are eyeing me as if like I'm trying to get in a crowd with y'all. So y'all know I'm a YouTuber and I vlog and stuff, and it wasn't unusual for me to vlog the party. That's typical behavior. I'm a vlogger. This is what I get paid to do. And when I was trying to record, the flash was on. And I didn't know the flash was on. So the moment I see my flash come on, I immediately stopped the video. And I ended up getting the girls that were next to us in the video. And I guess they started to talk shit or whatever. And then my friend had heard them, and she said something to them. So I'm like, I know bitches is not trying to talk shit about me, and I'm right here. Like, hello, if you had a problem with me recording you, say something. But I had also apologized to them. Like, the moment I seen the flash turn on, I turned that bitch off. Like, I didn't hesitate. I didn't wait. I didn't do none of that. As soon as I seen it, I immediately turned it off. Because that's weird. And I've never recorded anybody at no party. I've never recorded people, period. Like, recording people without their permission is weird. Bottom line, okay? So my friend was like, yeah, she's a YouTuber, she's a vlogger, she's TikTok famous. So they're like, oh, you're TikTok famous? On some like, bitch, we don't fucking believe you. So I showed them, they're like, oh my gosh, we've never met a celebrity before, and that's crazy. I never knew that. Da, 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 da. Like, just dick eating, just eating it up. Eating that shit up. Y'all bitches was just talking about me, probably calling me all types of big bitches, and now you in my face because you know I'm TikTok famous. It never gave that. Relax. That was strike 2. So I'm like, at this point, fuck it. I don't want to be here. Like, this party is assed out. It's done deal. We're done. So, you know, me and my friend leave or whatever. And then as we're leaving, this white boy approaches me. Now, he was already against the wall. Mind you, it's pitch black dark. And, excuse me, he was talking on the side of like the house. Excuse me, with his friends or whatever. And then next thing I know, he's running after me like, hey, can I get your number? And I hear giggles behind him. So I'm looking at him like, what did you ask me? He said, can I get your number? You didn't think this one through, did you? You must have thought that when you saw me, I was gonna just believe that you wanted to talk to me. I was just supposed to be gullible and naive to believe that you would really want my number. I said, okay, sure. Give me your phone. Bitch, I put a fake number in his phone. Stop fucking playing with me. Like, bro, that whole night blew my shit so bad. I've never had a bad experience partying at Rowan, going to a party, none of that. I be chilling with my friends, vibing, making the best of the night, and calling it a day. All of that was hella unnecessary. Hella unnecessary. So, you know, now we're walking back and my friend's like, yeah, don't text him. I know what he's trying to do. I know what he's trying to do too. He was trying to be funny and he got played the fuck out. Played the fuck out. So, girl. So, on the walk home, you know, me and my friend are talking about what's going on because at this point, I'm irritated and embarrassed. And my friend was like, you know, don't put this on social media. They're going to sue you. Da, 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 da. First of all, as my friend, why is that the first thing you say to me? You weren't the one that got publicly humiliated and embarrassed. I was. And to basically make a long story short, she was hitting me with the, you know, I'm confident for being my size, and I'm basically like intimidating to others because they feel as though, you know, for my size, I should be covered up and I shouldn't be showing any skin or being comfortable wearing what I wear. And I'll put a video or screenshots of what I wore to that party because it was regular. It was regular. I wore a regular ass Juicy Couture sweatsuit that I bought in the summertime that I didn't get a chance to wear because obviously it was summer. Cute. Red wig, cute. I look cute, regular and cute, as I always do. It was that all that BS that night was unnecessary. And for you to be my friend to tell me not to go to social media because you basically know I'm TikTok famous, why would you say that to me? Like, yeah, she probably had good intentions and a good heart about what she said, but no, like, I don't think, oftentimes people smaller than you don't understand your struggles. Especially if they have never been fat in their life. My friend said that, you know, she had been a bit bigger in her, like, in the past. So, like, she was basically giving me the, you know, she wasn't confident like how I'm confident when she was, you know, bigger. at a point in time, and just all this BS that I didn't want to hear. Like, if we're not talking about what we're going to do about this and how this can change, we don't need to be talking about nothing. And, you know, it just blew me because it was just like, you know, and that wasn't the first time that something like that happened to me. Like, I will never forget, I was going to a party. My friend said, dress like you're going to the club. Don't tell me to dress like I'm going to the club and expect me not to dress up like I'm going to the club. I don't know what type of clubs y'all be going to, but when I go to clubs, especially Noto out in Philly, I'm cute all the time. So I wore, you know, my black sweater dress and my high heel boots. And I had, I think, my blonde wig on at one time. Sorry, y'all. Y'all niece is a mess. But anyway, yeah, so like I leave my apartment, you know, looking cute as always, and it was like hella niggas outside. Like, I can't even, like, at least it had to be at least 30 heads, and it was a car. And I always feel uncomfortable walking past a group of niggas because you never know. Like, niggas can either be trying to talk to you, they could be eyeing you up and down, they could say something to you, they could touch you. I just don't be having time for that bullshit. I'm not one of them bitches that you can just approach and no. So I'm walking past, minding my business, going to my friend's building, and one of them was like, she's fat as fuck. Why the fuck she got that on? And everybody just starts cracking up laughing. And I'm like, oh my God, why does this feel like high school all over again? Mind you, all the dudes that was outside were black men. Black men. So I'm waiting on my friends downstairs in the lobby, uncomfortable, waiting for her to come downstairs so we can go to this party. And, you know, I'm telling them the story and like they're kind of ignoring it. Like, and you ever tell a story over and over again or say something over and over again for people to hear you because you know that they heard you the first time and you feel like they're not listening, so you repeat yourself? Yeah, that's what I kept doing. And finally one of them was just like, yeah, dudes are weird. Like, they just dismissed it basically. Like, I know there was nothing that they could do, but like, be a little bit more supportive. Like, say something other than nothing at all. You feel me? So I never went to a Rowan party after that. I never went to a party after that. I cut off all my friends without warning. I didn't say anything. I just stopped talking to them. My friend did invite me to another party that next day, but it was just like, if that happened to me with you the night before, why would I go out again to risk that happening again? And this time it could be something worse. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel safe. I just felt like, damn, like this feels like high school all over again. And I just could not believe that I didn't have any support. And mind you, I'm still depressed. I'm still depressed while all this is going on. And I'm in pain. Like, I literally had no nail. I'm literally in pain. I didn't have a freaking nail dealing with all this. So I'll never forget, the next day, something about that day just felt so different. It was very gloomy. I was in pain, like I said. I just didn't want to be around everybody. I kind of just shut down. I didn't tell anybody what happened. I didn't repeat the story. I didn't tell my mom either. I'm not going to lie. I just told my mom and grandma like last week. I told them like last week, and this happened like probably February or March. And yeah, when I tell y'all I'm probably one of the strongest people you'll know, because I didn't say anything. Something in me just clicked. So what I did was I went to the Boulevard, you know, got me some food. I got an Uber and I went to the Kia dealership in Cross Keys because I want the Kia K5 GT. I want the Kia K5 GT line. I want black interior. No, I want a black exterior with red leather seat interior. And I went to go see that car, dealt with a salesman that I've been talking to for months. He didn't have my exact model on the lot, but he had a lot of similar ones, and they were just so nice. And it pushed me to just keep going. Like, I couldn't test drive or nothing because I don't have a license, and that's, again, another story for another time. But I was doing stuff that was making me happy. So then I went to Walmart, and I ended up getting Dior some stuff. Like, I got her first collar, her first little leashy thing, because I didn't really have anything for her, because I wasn't sure that I was going to get her. I thought I was going to get scammed. So when I got Dior, I didn't have anything for real. So I got her that. I got a couple things, and then, I went to Ulta to see if, they had, if they had this makeup I was looking for, a perfume, and they didn't have it. So then I ended up going back to my apartment, packing my stuff up, and going home for the weekend. And that's when I basically started to come home on the weekends more often. Or I would be in my apartment just depressed and just, yeah. So that day right there is when I knew that I couldn't be at Rowan for another 3 years. I was miserable. I was fucking miserable. Like, that night alone, I feel like was just the icing on the cake to all the events that I had dealt with on campus for that whole year already. And it just pushed me over the edge, and I was just like, you know what? I can't do this. I can't do this. This cannot be my life. I cannot sit here and settle to attend a university that has done nothing but break me down and tear me apart. I can't. I fucking can't. So I was like, you know what? It's time for me to go home. And I don't mean home as in here. I mean home as in DSU. And y'all probably like, how did you go to Rowan if you had a $7,000 balance? I forgot to mention this. As I moved into Del State, as I moved into Rowan, I got my apartment, but I just didn't have any financial aid distributed to my account yet. Some universities will let you move in if you don't have your financial aid together, and Rowan just happened to be one of those schools. I kept calling DSU, and I didn't call DSU when I got there, but I was calling DSU prior to me getting there, and once I got there, like every single day. And I kept calling them, talking to the head of whoever. I'm emailing, calling. Like, I literally have emails dated back from freaking 2017 of me emailing them, calling them, and telling them, I have a $7K balance that we need to get rid of because I'm not paying that, and y'all can't even tell me why I have a $7,000 balance. Like, I'm trying to start over and start fresh, and y'all are not allowing me to do so. And, I kept talking to somebody, and one day I just knew my $7,000 balance went from $7K to $10. I paid that $10, got my transcript, got all that stuff forwarded to DSU, and I was able to get awarded with financial aid for my entire year being there. But that's when I knew, like, I gotta go back to DSU. I didn't bust my ass in high school to apply to 10 different colleges and to get accepted into my dream school to not graduate from there. And I know I'm tired of starting all over, but one thing about me, I'm not scared to start over. I know that me going to a HBCU is just more beneficial, not just for me, but for my education. Like, I want to be a nurse, so I should be doing nursing. I shouldn't be taking biology and biochemistry. That has nothing to do with nursing. Like, yeah, they can correlate to a certain extent, but it's not the actual nursing. Like, I wouldn't be graduating with a BSN in nursing from Rowan. I would obviously need to go to Del State to do that. So I started to apply to DSU all over again. I submitted my application on my transcripts and stuff, and I'm honestly waiting an admissions decision. And I know I'm going to get in. It's just nerve-wracking that I haven't received my admissions letter yet, but I know that, it's summertime. They got a lot to deal with as far as admissions for incoming freshmen and stuff like that, and I'm transferring, so I won't technically be an incoming freshman. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm picking up with my education. I'm praying that it's at DSU, The real HBCU per. Because I love it there. Like, I want to be a nurse, and it's just more opportunities for me. Like, I want to feel like I'm at home like I used to. Like, when I went to DSU the first time, despite me being depressed, I feel like the only reason why I didn't go into a major depression was because of my environment. The community was there. The unity was there. I was surrounded by my people that look like me, you know? And Rowan doesn't have that. Rowan is very just... It's a PWI. Mind you, the education at Rowan is amazing. I love Rowan's education. I love my therapist, a Black therapist. Shout out to all Black therapists, because you need one in your life for sure. And it just, the community wasn't there. Like, you had to find you literally had to be knocking on death's door to find the resources for mental health at Rowan. The community just wasn't there. It was a lot of creepy, weird stuff that was going on. It was just too much. It was just too much. And I just feel like where I'm at in my life, as far as like moving on and getting the peace that I want and things like that, I don't have time to let anything that I'm putting my name and time towards to break me down or make me feel some type of way. So yeah, that's the story of why I don't go to Rowan anymore. I know a lot of people that were following me wanted me to, you know, give them advice about going to Rowan. And besides me being biased, you know, Rowan's a great school. My apartment, I loved my apartment. I will freaking miss my apartment. I loved it. The education is great. Some of the teachers are great. But no, I just don't. If you are someone that's going to need that mental support, I just feel like, no, no. I feel like for me to go to school, I need to make sure that I have that community and mental support, because nobody talks about the mentality that you have when you're a college student and how it can deter very quickly. Very, very quickly when you don't have that support, especially support deriving from your household. So yeah, that's why I don't go there. Best of the luck to those who are still going there. You know, do your thing. Everybody's experience is different. This was my personal experience. All opinions and thoughts mentioned in this video were my own. I was not paid to do this. I'm not affiliated with the university in any kind of way. This is just my personal experience. This is my truth. And y'all know I have no problem with being transparent, because transparency is helping me grow and just move on. Like, I'm so tired of, you know, thinking about this. Like, I just wanted to make this video so it all made sense. Because, you know, I don't ever want y'all to ever feel like y'all missing a couple chapters or a couple pages. But I just needed to fill you guys in. And also, it was just hard to tell the story, because it's like, I'm such a beautiful soul, a beautiful person, despite what I physically appear to be. And it's just the fact that now that I think about, you know, all the bullying that I've endured, I've literally endured bullying because of my size. Not because I'm a shitty person, not because I'm a horrible friend, not because I'm evil spirited. It's because of my physical appearance. All my life, even in college. Like, you gotta be kidding me. But it's okay though, because one thing about it, I'm confident as fuck. Regardless of how I might physically appear, I can change that. I don't think people realize that. Regardless of how I physically appear, I can change that. Face card always on 10, never decline. Even in this bonnet, skin glowing, skin looks good. I'm still like I don't know what people want me to do. Like, they just expect you to be bigger and have no self-esteem and no confidence, and to be really naive and just a waste of fucking space. Not over here. What did you thought? No, not over here. So if you're a plus size girl attending a PWI, listen, I'm here for you. My heart goes out to you. Everybody's experience is different, but I can almost guarantee you I'm not the only person that this has happened to. And I just wanted to speak out about it, because that's ridiculous. I'm 23 years old. What the fuck I look like? Come on, like, be for real. But yeah, y'all, my life at Rowan has ended. I wouldn't change it for the world. What happened happened. I can't change it. I hate that I just was so depressed that I really couldn't enjoy it how I wanted to, but you know, I did what I could. I really, really did what I could. And now that it's June now and we're looking back 6 months ago, I'm definitely not the same person that I was. I was definitely more sick in the head and very much depressed in January, and nobody knew. I'm almost certain if you look back at those videos, you probably couldn't even tell. Or you might watch this video and then watch those videos and you probably could see it. But I hid it so well because it's just, depression is, it was already hard for me to come to terms that that's what that was. And it was also hard to come to terms to have to keep telling people that I'm depressed. So I just felt like it was better for me to hold that in and deal with it on my own, because I didn't want to be a burden to anybody. And I didn't want to, like I said, have to keep reliving it and keep talking about it. For those who were there for me during my depression, or for those who were talking to me during my depression, you didn't know I was depressed. Thank you. Thank you for being there and saving my life, honestly. I didn't, like I said, I didn't go out on my way to tell people about this story specifically because it was just embarrassing. Like, yeah, I posted about it on TikTok, but that was because, like, I just felt like that was crazy for my friend to say that. Like, I still can't believe she said that to me. But you'd be surprised that, you know, what people say and do. So, yeah. That's it. I love you guys so much. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching this video. The videos for June, we rolling them out. Expect another video tomorrow because this first week of June, I've decided to hold myself accountable to posting every single day for the first week of June. And we're going to do that. So look forward to what's about to come because we stirring it up. We serving it up and eating it up. Stop playing. I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all in my next video.